Samuels, and I will be your master of ceremonies for this evening. I want to start the space with a poem. Is that cool with y'all? Yeah. A little poem? All right. So this is it's a ghazal. It's a Middle Eastern poetry form technique. Uses a lot of repetition. So I'm going to need your participation, right? So we're going to do some call and response. So does everybody know what call and response is? Clearly, you do not know what call and response is. So we're going to try this one more time. Does everybody know what call and response is? Yeah. Okay, let's practice. When I point at you, I want you to say the word Jewish. Cool? Aaron is. Jewish. Aaron is. Jewish. When I was growing up, I learned how to be Jewish. By going to Jewish school where I learned how to be Jewish. Excellent. Cool. Y'all got it? All right, we're going to get into this. This poem, Broken Ghazal, it is written in the voice of my younger brother, talking about me. Cool. Irrefutable fact. My brother is black. Jewish. Kink hair and a wide nose. That's gotta be black. Jewish. He said, look in the mirror. Naked. If it ain't black. Jewish. If we don't do it to ourselves first, then they do it to us. Said he loves counting stacks. Is that black? Jewish. Said we love eating chicken cause we black. Jewish. Said you gotta keep it real. Listen to black music if you want to keep your teeth. You ain't allowed to act Jewish. And that's Jewish. Night of the broken glass, Jewish. They'll beat your face in with a bat until it's black. They murdered your great-grandma, and that's a fact. Jewish. Say a prayer for the secrets your family keeps. Kaddish. See, Aaron, you run. But I learned to attack. Jewish. In order to survive, you gotta be black, stupid. Let them tattoo my arm. That's how I be black. That's how I be Jewish. But that's not what you did. Got yourself a good job where nobody's black. Jewish. Cut the slang off your tongue. It's too black. Jewish. And you never came home, Aaron, where it's black. Jewish. And not coming home is black. Jewish. Welcome to Mixed Remix 2015. Everybody have a good day today? Yeah, got some good panels. Saw some amazing films. Mixed Remix has been a small family for me since 2012. I've been coming to this festival. I've seen it in multiple iterations, and every time I come here, it feels like home. So much so that I actually just recently moved to LA, and this literally is now my home. I'm so happy to be here and happy to be part of this, and none of this would be possible without the first person that I'm about to bring up to this stage. So let me say a few words about Heidi. Yeah. Y'all know her. She's one of the most amazing people that I know. I came here, and she immediately pulled me in, not only gave me a stage to perform on and share my work, but also has acted as a mentor of mine, blurbed my book. But in addition to that, she's super acclaimed in her own right, leaving the world of corporate law to become a New York Times best-selling author of The Girl Who Fell from the Sky. She's also the leading member of one of my favorite power couples on the West Coast and on the East Coast. She is a phenomenal person, a phenomenal woman, and an amazing professional mixed person. Please give it up for the first speaker of the night, the director of this entire festival, Heidi.
Oh my God, you guys came. We didn't know if you'd show up because when I was growing up, we didn't know that there was actually a place like this that could exist where you could go and no one did the math on your family, or you could go and you could share hair care secrets, or you could go and be curly. I'm sorry, I'm straight. I totally sold out, but I know what it's going to look like when it's straight. I'm sorry. I am so excited to see all of your faces. I'm so excited to hear all of your stories, more importantly. That's really what this is about. Because Mixed Remixed is not about bloodlines or blood quantum. It's about the experience of your life and your life story and who you love and know and connect with. And that's what we celebrate this weekend. So thank you, Aaron, for that wonderful introduction. I just wanted to thank the Japanese American National Museum very quickly. They're our earliest and most generous sponsor. Yes, give them a hand. Dr. Kimura, who is the CEO of JANM, is also HAPA. He was unable to be here tonight, but their support has been invaluable to have this beautiful, amazing space. And I wanted to thank all of you who contributed, because guess what, guys? The festival actually happens because you pay for it. I know it's free today. Free wine, free cheese, free leftover cheese at the end of this, in fact. But you guys came through this year in a big way, and we had a great Indiegogo campaign. We raised a little more than $12,000. Yes, thank you. Give yourselves a hand. Yes. Very important. And all of those dollars go directly into the programming here. So I'm not supposed to accept donations, but I can say we do have a donate page on our website if you'd like to do that, or talk to me secretly. That would be awesome. But I can't accept a donation right now, but you could mail it to me. Anyway, so just wanted to let you know that it doesn't happen without a cost. We beg, borrow, and barter for everything we can. We can't get everything for free, and that's where you guys stepped in a big way this year. But we're going to be doing the fundraising again for next year because we want to keep this going, right? Like, we've got to do this again. Okay. All right. Say it with your dollars. I think Tehran said that earlier. Say it with your dollars. Tonight we are celebrating some of our heroes, actually. Like some of the people who stepped up and said, it doesn't matter to me that the publishing industry says no one wants to hear a story about an interracial marriage from long ago. Nobody wants to hear it. Did that really happen? There's no demographic for that. And when I discovered our first prize honoree, Jamie Ford's book, it just blew my mind because I thought, this is a great story. It's a great love story. And then it just got onto the New York Times bestseller list, and it stayed, and it stayed, and it stayed, and it was amazing. And then I met him, and I loved him because he is as wonderful as his book. You know when you read a book that you love and you feel like you know the writer because they wrote a story that touched your heart, that got into your imagination, and then you meet them and you feel like you know them. And I met Jamie and I was really worried. I was like, what if he's not very nice? But it turned out he was also nice and funny and amazing. And he has brought stories of the mixed experience. So not just one, but 2 New York Times bestsellers, stories of the mixed experience to the mainstream so that the other, they get to be the other people tonight. The other people are thinking about us. So I was so happy to be able to honor this person, this trailblazer, my friend. We're friends right now, not just on Twitter. Like, we're real friends now. Okay, good. I'm so pleased to honor my friend, the writer, Jamie Ford. Thank you.
Wow, this is awesome. I know, this is amazing. You know, growing up as a as a half Asian mixed kid, you know, you never feel comfortable. I mean, we all have this experience of never feeling comfortable in our own skin, where I didn't speak Cantonese like my dad, so I never felt Chinese enough, and yet my white friends would come over to the house and we'd be eating chicken feet and I wouldn't feel white enough. And I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin until I went to Hawaii, and suddenly everyone looked at me. But even there, I didn't quite fit in because I can't surf. So I was not accepted. But even with that, when I was in Hawaii, it was so comforting that when I left Hawaii, I bawled my eyes out. When I had to move back to the mainland and leave that comfort, leave that security, I never felt the same. That was my Camelot. And I never felt complete or whole like that until today. And I'm so thankful to be here, and I'm so honored. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Thank you so much, Heidi. It was an honor to be in your panel earlier. But this next performer coming out to the stage is a spoken word performer. We'll be performing some work from his forthcoming memoir, Born on the Edge of Race and Gender, which is coming out this fall. Please give a warm welcome to the stage for Willie Wilkinson.
So, yeah, this is my poem card. You can check it out there. Born on the Edge of Race and Gender, a voice for cultural competency. A voice for cultural competency. Basically, I'm using memoir as a tool to educate about cultural competency, public health, and policy advocacy issues at the intersections of multiple intersectional identities: race, gender, sexuality, class, disability, and parenthood. So check that out in the fall. This is called Turn of the Head, and then this was a piece from early on, prior to medical transition, when I was occupying a more gender ambiguous or complex gender space, but still relevant in some ways. Turn of the head, I am ma'am, and back of the head, I am sir, and top down, I am what are you? And face on, I am, no, where do you really come from? Shape, shift, eyes, no connection, shape, shift, nose, misconception, shape, shift, side, not deception, shape, shift, shifting perception. Flash of the voice, I am ma'am, and style of the threads, I am sir, and texture of skin, I am, what's your mix? And flash of the eyes, I am, there's something going on there. Shape, shift, no attention, give them presentation, shift all those opinions, shape your own damn dominion. Stories unseen, no connection, trans folks, misconceptions, mixed folk, no deception, gender fabulous, no correction, disabilities, shifting perception. Turn of the head, I am sir, and back of the head, I am ma'am, and top down, I am invisible, and face on, I am.
It is amazing to stand here and see all of you out there. It kind of gets me a little choked up. The first time I was in this room was the first time I was ever in a room where everyone looked like me. And it was the most amazing feeling I had ever felt. So I talked to Heidi and I told her that I had to be a part of this. And ever since that day, I have been. So, thank you so much for being here and being a part of my mixed experience journey. So I am excited to welcome the Honeymaid family.
No matter how things change, what makes us wholesome never will. Honeymaid, everyday wholesome snacks for every wholesome family. This is wholesome.
This is Wholesome campaign focuses on sharing the stories of diverse American families. So if you could please stand, Jason Lyon, Tim Hartley, and Noah Hartley. And And I am so honored to present the Storyteller's Prize to Honey Maid.
On behalf of Honey Maid and Mondelez International, we're thrilled to be named Special Honoree by Mixed Remixed. We also thank you for hosting Tim and Jason Lyon-Hartley, along with their son Noah, here today to celebrate with our team, as we feel especially proud to have this real, wholesome couple and their children representing Honey Maid. As a brand that has been part of families for 90 years, Honey Maid recognizes that while the makeup and day-to-day lives of families have changed, the wholesome connections that make a family endure. The entire team that helped bring the This Is Wholesome campaign to life felt tremendously privileged to create content that truly resonated with so many. To be recognized by each of you here today at the Mixed Remix Festival is truly an honor. It is humbling to think that the campaign transcended the marketing world, and we thank each and every one of you for continuing to share your wholesome connections. Thank you again.
Presenter coming to the stage is a friend of mine, he's a comedian, performs all up and down New York City, comes to the West Coast occasionally, known as the multiracial family man, performs on Sirius XM radio, and I had the honor of actually being on his podcast earlier this year where he brings different people on the show to talk about various issues relating to mixed identity. He's a fantastic comedian. Please welcome to the stage, Alex Barnett.
We're going to interrupt the regular scheduling program to bring you a white guy. Think of it as like the sorbet in the middle of the meal to cleanse your palate. Yeah. It's the only room I can do this in. That's a one-time joke. My name's Alex Barnett. Very happy to be here. I am part of an interracial couple. My wife is black. Thank you. Yeah. I'm less black and Jewish. Not funny, but thank you for the shout out. Okay. And my wife actually converted. Yeah. Well, to Jewish, not to white. She's still black. Okay. Man, I'm good, but I'm not a magician. But her family did. They're Lutheran. So when they come to our house for the Jewish holidays, we've modified a lot of the services so they'll feel more at home. So for example, like at Passover, when we do our Seder, the way we do it is as follows. When we were slaves in Egypt and parts of the southern United States, Moses and Dr. King said, "Let my people go, bro." When they were refused, God and the NAACP set forth a torrent of plagues and lawsuits, and the people went out and they roamed for years till they could find a homeland, a place where they could be free and enjoy self-determination. I speak, of course, of the land of Brooklyn, where blacks and Jews roam free, even to this day. No, true, even in today's era, the age of Obama, people still get weird about interracial couples. I have buddies, white guys, that was like, dude, what's with the black woman? I'm like, I don't know, because black guys don't do it for me. Meantime, I have buddies whose wives no one can stand, white buddies whose wives no one can stand. No one is like, what's with the chick no one likes? Like, my wife has black skin, big deal. Your wife has a black heart. That guy's not having sex again this month. But people still can't seem to get their arms around. Like, how is this black woman with this white guy unless there's this complicated backstory? Like, she's an R&B singer and I'm her agent. Or I had a guy come to me after a show recently. He's like, "Oh, you guys must have jungle fever." Yeah, which I resent because it suggested black people and white people can't be in a relationship together in this weird sexual fetish. I was like, dude, we're married. Like, there's nothing sexual about that. We have a 3-year-old, do you understand? We don't even have sex in our dreams anymore. Like, my sex dreams now are me sleeping, dreaming of taking a nap. Yes, we have a 3-year-old. Very excited for little Lenny Kravitz to grow up and be an international rock star. And I remember just before he was born, I asked one of my buddies who has 4 kids for some advice because I was really freaking out. I was like, dude, can't help you. Kids ruin your life. But I wouldn't give it up for anything. I was like, wait a second, ruin your life, wouldn't give it up for anything. You know what else says that? Junkies. Now, we deal with a lot of problems, as all parents know, but, obviously, with the Mixed Remix Festival, one of the big issues is racism, right? And just to give you the picture, my wife is dark, big afro. I'm less dark, no afro. And the baby's kind of in the middle between dark and light, kind of gray. And people was like, what race is he? I'm like, I don't know. Master race? Because the Germans aren't using the title anymore. It's such a silly question. You're looking right at us. There's only 3 choices, right? Chocolate, vanilla, cafe au lait. That's it. And it's offensive because people would never ask this in any other context, right? They'd never go up to a couple where one's fat and one's thin and be like, what's it going to be? Regular, chubby, or diabetes? Now, my son is actually pretty light, so sometimes when my wife's with the baby by herself, they'll go up to my wife, people, and say, is he yours? Because they think she's the nanny. Yeah, which is really offensive. Although, very flattering, they think I can afford a nanny. But it's offensive. My wife got upset. She's like, what do I do? I'm like, okay, this is what you do. Next time it happens. Is he mine? Yes. I found him on a bus right in the middle. Is he mine? Yes, he was part of my government reparations package. They ran out of acres and mules. Or my personal favorite, is he mine? Shh, don't tell. They don't know he's missing. But as much as we deal with racism, the bigger issue is racial dynamics in our family. I'm the white dad of a black son. Let that sink in for a moment, will you? Okay. What happens when he needs advice about things I don't have experience with in my own life? He says, Dad, I need the conversation about the cops. I'm a short, nervous Jewish man from Long Island. I love the cops. I want the cops to follow me around like a Secret Service detail. No one ever crossed the street to get away from me, except for an ex-girlfriend one time, because she didn't want to hear the truth. People see me in a hoodie, they don't think thug. They're like, that guy's a little old to have a skateboard. No one ever followed me around a retail store, except for there was once this really nice gentleman helped me reach a top shelf. Or what about when he gets called the N-word, which inevitably will happen? Again, I have no experience with this. The worst thing anyone ever said to me in my life is, you're Jewish, Jews are smart, and they work hard to make money. Okay, take that back. So I'm worried I'm going to overreact. I'll say, like, tell me who sent it. I'll go to the guy's house, bang on his door. Door opens, it's a black dude. He's like, yeah, fool, they're friends. He's his man, his dog, his N-word. I'm like, oh, can I use your bathroom? I'm like, yeah, the one for the whites is out back. Yeah. I do worry about it. I mean, what happens if he says, Dad, am I your slave? I'm like, no, of course not. They'll say, wait a second. I live in your house. I do chores for which I'm not paid. If I disobey you, I could get hit. How am I not your slave? I'm like, well, oh, because when you're a teenager, if you run away, I may not come looking for you. Now, sometimes I've had people say I talk about race too much on stage. A guy came up there at their show and he's like, dude, too much race, too much. When you look at your wife, you shouldn't see color. I'm like, okay, but I have eyes and she's black. What am I supposed to do, put on those infrared goggles and just see the heat-generated silhouette? So this guy, this PC guy, is like, well, I have an Asian wife. And when I look at her, I don't see color, I just see love. I'm like, really? When I look at your wife, I see a middle-aged woman who can't believe she's married to a guy who says shit like that. But again, the biggest issue is between me and my son. I worry about this. Like, what happens? I mean, it's the quintessential issue that we're talking about, right? What happens? White dad, black son. He says, Dad, I need some advice on how to be a strong black man. I'm not even a strong white man. I'm 5'4", 140 pounds. I'm the size of the average American woman. Like, I'm so short, I've never seen a parade live. You guys are terrific. Thanks so much to Heidi and the festival. To you guys, thank you very much.
Oh my God. My palate has been cleansed. Thank you very much. So, are you having a good time? Okay, good. Then give us money, okay? Just give us money. Anyway, beyond that, so you guys have all had this really amazing day where you're walking around and you're like, oh, you know, my friend, the one with the curly hair? And that didn't work at all, right? Like, it didn't work at all today. But you know when you're out in public and you see a mixed family or you see a mixed person and you want to give them the mocha baby nod? Like, it's like the black nod, but I call it the mocha baby nod. I know you're mixed. I know what's up in there. So you haven't had to do that today because you knew all of you were in the mixed experience. So I mention this because I am a huge fan of The Daily Show, as many of you are. And we're very excited that a mixed race dude is taking over the show this year, Trevor Noah. Super excited about that. But before there was Trevor Noah, there was this guy. And I remember watching The Daily Show, and I was like, why does he get to be the Latino correspondent? He mixed. What's up with that? It's kind of like this box where you're like, he's just going Latino, and then what, really? So when this year I saw Half Like Me, I was just blown away because I said, he's got the cojones to talk about being mixed, and did it in this amazingly wonderful, funny way. I think that's how we're going to get them, guys. We've got to do it through comedy. We've got Key and Peele, we've got Trevor Noah, and we have the very wonderful Al Madrigal. I'm so excited to present the Storyteller's Prize to one of my heroes, funny man, Al Madrigal. Will you come to the stage?
Yeah, that's how bad things were for me, is I was getting hated on by the lady who started the Mixed Remix Festival. No, nothing? All right. Nice to see you. Thank you. This is amazing. Yeah, I mean, we all have the same stories. Thinking we were alone. I didn't even know I was a Mexican comic until I came to LA. Because LA, if you know anything about stand-up comedy in Los Angeles, they take all the black comics and they put them on their own shows. So at the Laugh Factory, none of these are made up. They have chocolate Sundays, Mo Better Mondays, and then if you're Asian, they have Chopstick Wednesdays. So I had no idea this was happening. I drive down here with my friend Becky. That's your first sign right there. No self-respecting Mexican comedian has a friend named Becky. And I drive down, and we go to the historic Melrose Improv, and I check in for this audition for this HBO comedy festival. And here I am, half Mexican. My Spanish is horrible, and I've been tortured with that for a long time. And so then I go to the Improv, watch Becky check in, and Becky gets an HBO comedy hat, an HBO comedy T-shirt. And then she's on the Thursday night show with the rest of my friends. I check in, and they gave me a tin of Red Hots, hot tamale candies, in a mini Altoids case. It says HBO Latino. And so I get my little mini Altoids, And then I check in for my show, and I'm on the Friday night late show called Refried Fridays with Carlos Mencia, Gabriel Iglesias, hosted by Pablo Francisco. And I get my Red Hots, and I look at the lineup again, and I look at Becky, and I go, Becky, I'm a Mexican comedian. And right at that moment, this guy taps me on the shoulder and goes, Hola, my name is Mateo. I'm from HBO Latino. Do you mind if I interview you in Spanish? And I go, hey, you can try, bro. It's not gonna work out for you. And by the way, como se dice, where's my t-shirt? How do you say that? 'Cause, all I got was these Red Hots. And then I make Half Like Me, not knowing that I get a lot of messages from the people that get on me for not pronouncing things the right way. Yeah, I'm just pronouncing it the way I'm pronouncing it, man. And so, made this, and the best part about it was meeting this Dr. Victory Ruiz, who is half Mexican, who is in charge of Chicano studies at UC Irvine. Was the dean at one point. And she said, it's been happening. The people that make you feel bad, those culture jocks have been around forever. And so she gets it a lot. She's written 7 books. But she gets letters constantly. Here she is, the expert, Chicano studies expert, and she's getting hated on constantly. She says it's happening in all the Chicano studies, the organizations. People are coming in and say, well, my ancestors were Aztecs, so, and then hating on the kid who's quarter Mexican and wants to be part of the group. So this has been happening for a long time. So making this, I had so many people reach out and really didn't know what I was doing. Just talking about my experience, but the people that wrote in, the half black, half Filipino, half Taiwanese, all the people that contacted me through Twitter, which I try to avoid. But thank you. Thanks to my family, my wife, half Korean, half Greek. And my kids are saying like, oh, quarter Mexican, quarter Sicilian, quarter Greek, quarter Koreans over there. Lorenzo and Luisa. But thanks to them and all the people that helped me make it. But when I shot this in between doing other stuff. So I was shooting and working for 28 days straight. So they put up with a lot for me to make this happen. So thank you very much. Thank you. I really am honored. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Love me, hate me, you're leaving. stay bright, stay up, stay loved. Thank you. I'm Don T.
Give it up for Don T, her amazing, amazing crew. Fantastic night. Give it up, give it up, give it up. Woo!
Amazing! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Guys, I'm sorry, I'm here again. I wasn't supposed to be here again. Gotta say thank you to the amazing team that puts this together. We don't get paid for this, just by the way. We don't get paid. And by the way, did I mention you could give us money? Because if you gave us money, then I could get my second book out faster, because I spend a lot of time doing this. We're an all-volunteer process program. I have to give a shout out to the important people who are part of this. Frappy AJ, could you come to the stage?
Give it up, please. Give it up. She does everything behind the scenes. Give it up to Jennifer.
Have to give a shout out to the amazing Randy Cornell, who put together everything.
Behind the scenes, holding everybody accountable.
Can I get to the stage Kamisha Foster as well, who also put together this amazing thing. We need Tiana Rideout over here.
Give it up.
Mr. Lance Tango, who's our graphic designer, yes, he's got to be here. I am totally missing out on all of the other names, so all of you people just come to the stage, please, because these people actually do all the work. Rick, yes, Erica, our tutor-in-chief, come, Mara, where are you? Why are you not on the stage? Let's get the stage, and yes, these are...
And I would also like to call everybody that performed tonight back to the stage as well. Give it up one more time for your artists again. Give it up for Willie. Give it up for Alex. Give it up for Don T. Give it up for Kaya. Give it up for everybody that performed, all the crew. This is definitively a mixed family. This is a family event. Y'all are family. We are family. Heidi's family.
And Daryl Walsh, my personal superhero, my husband of 22 years, he's in the booth. Thank you, Daryl Walsh.
And most importantly, please, give it up for yourselves for being here, for making space like this possible. This is a family. We're going to hold on to each other. So if you haven't done it already, make sure you introduce yourself to the person sitting next to you. Make sure you change information. Make sure you support each other in your film projects, your media projects, your memoirs. Read each other's manuscripts. Help each other out. We need to uplift each other. We need to support each other in this event, just like we've all done so far. Some of the artists are going to be selling merchandise outside and giving out business cards. We have a little reception afterwards. There's cake, so please gather, celebrate with us, stick around for a little bit. This has been Mixed Remix 2015. Y'all are amazing. Thank you very much. Good night.